Welcome back to Busy Body Blueprint. You've made it to week 2 of our beginner leg workout series. This week, we're taking a small step up in intensity to continue building strength and endurance in your legs. Like week 1, we'll start with a quick warm-up, then dive right into our main exercises. Ready to level up your fitness? Let's get into it. Over to you, Coach Darren.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Busy Body Blueprint. Congrats on making it to week 2. We're going to start off here with the standing hip stretch. You're going to take your right or left foot, whichever one you prefer first, turn it out to the side, and then take a big step. Keep your back leg straight and lean into that lead leg. Your other leg should be pointing straight ahead of you while your lead leg is pointing out to the side. This is really going to emphasize how much the hip is feeling that deep stretch, as well as the groin area. Once you've got a feel for this movement, go ahead and alternate back and forth as you see here. That way we can stretch both sides as well as get our heart rate up. If you're ever feeling tight or have some lower back pain or hip pain, you can try this stretch out at work. It works wonders. Alright guys, really lean into it on this one. If you can go a little bit lower, it's going to help with stretching out those hip flexors. And we'll be moving on to our next exercise. Up next, we've got the butt kickers, and just as they imply, you're going to be switching from side to side, lifting your leg as high as you can or swinging it up to kick your own butt. This is a fantastic exercise for warming up the knees, ankles, hips, and thighs. Now, if you really want to warm up quick, you can copy this movement, which is just the fast butt kickers. You're going to be running in place and swinging your heels up against your butt. This is a surefire way to warm up those legs as well as get your heart rate escalated. A few more seconds of this, and then we'll be off to our next warm-up. Here we have the knees to chest. So you're going to stand on one leg for as long as you can, pull your knee towards your chest, and really feel the stretch across the side of your glute. As you gain your balance on this movement, you can begin alternating between legs, pulling on your knee and pulling it in different angles and directions. This is going to warm up your feet and your calves while also stretching out your glutes, preparing you for some of the movements we have today. What we're always aiming to do is lengthen and strengthen. So really take a nice pull on that knee and get all the angles that you can. Wonderful work, you guys. Up next, we're going to be preparing you for some toe touches. Best form for toe touches is usually having your feet shoulder width apart, a nice neutral back, and then push your arms down and reach in front of you to touch your toes if possible. Once you've reached your max depth, you can pull yourself back up to a nice straight posture. This is a great exercise for loosening up the lower back, strengthening it, as well as activating the glutes and hamstrings. We've got 20 seconds of rest here, so you can shake it off, take some deep breaths, exhale through your nose, and then start prepping for our next exercise. We're going to have squats coming up here in a few seconds. You'll want to have your feet shoulders width apart at least, if not more. Toes pointed slightly outward, and then you want to push your butt back and pretend you're sitting down on a chair. But try and go as far as you can, so a very low chair. From there, you're going to want to pop out of that and push through your heels, feeling the exercise in your glutes and quads. Always be mindful of your form, as well as how your hips and knees feel. If you've got really sharp pain and discomfort, you may want to widen your stance or narrow your stance, and also be more methodical on how you are coming out of the exercise. Squats are a fantastic workout and universally one of the most functional things you can do. It also is going to be an amazing stimulus for your muscles as well as your bones, being that it's a body weight resistance. From here, you can get down on your back and we'll start prepping for hip thrusts. Hip thrusts, you're going to put both heels on the ground and push through them, driving your hips upward into the air. Your neutral back is going to be sitting on the ground as little as your head, and your hands are palms facing down. As you can see, you're pushing your hips up into the air, creating a straight line from your knees to your torso. Again, this one's up to you. If you can't get this full range of motion, a partial range of motion is just fine by me. And we'll take a 20-second rest here. The best way to modify pretty much any exercise is limit the range of motion. Sometimes people trying to go too deep or too far in an exercise is how they get injured, because they believe that proper form is the only form. However, a limited range of motion for safety is not improper form, it's just going as far as your body naturally can at that moment. Up next, we're going to start calf raises. This one's pretty easy. You're going to step up onto your tippy toes, so bring your heels up and contract your calves. This is a fantastic exercise for getting blood flow from the lower body to the upper body. It's also great for training balance within your calves and feet. And with enough effort, it'll get your heart rate up. Great job, guys. 20 seconds rest here. Now, if you're feeling that this workout is way too easy, you can feel free to go to week number 3, which will be just slightly more difficult. For those of you who are not sure, I suggest completing this workout 2 times in 1 week, and if you feel that that's easy, then move on. The principle here is progression. Sometimes if you just keep doing the exact same thing, your body will adapt and you won't have any physical changes as far as weight loss or strength gain. However, since we're changing things every single week, you're going to have progress every single week. If anything, don't be afraid to repeat a week to make sure that you've adapted properly. 15 more seconds of rest here. Let's take some deep breaths in through the mouth and slowly exhale through your nose. All right, let's get after it here. We've got toe touches. You can start now. Shoulder width apart. As you're reaching down, try not to round your upper back too much. And as you stand back up, make sure your shoulders are back and your neck is straight. This will get your heart rate up while giving you a nice burn in your hamstrings. Way to go, guys. 20 seconds rest here. All right, everyone. Up next, we're going to be doing squats. So make sure that you have your feet at least shoulder width apart. For some of you, it may be more comfortable to do it even wider. Toes slightly pointed outward, and make sure you stick your butt out and sit into the squat. You can place your hands on your hips or straight out in front of you, whatever feels more comfortable, even crossing your arms. Just make sure you have balance as you sit into the squat, and then push through your heels as you come out. Great job, everyone. Catch your breath, and we've got about 20 seconds of rest, but you'll need to get set up on the hip thrusts. So get down on the floor, lay back, bend your knees, and get ready to push through your heels so that your hips come off the ground. For those of you with sciatic pain or piriformis syndrome, you're going to love these. Drive your hips up into the air and clench your glutes at the very top of the movement. This will ensure that you activate your glutes on every single rep. Fantastic form to emulate here, as she's really getting a straight line between her knees all the way to her head. Up next, we'll have calf raises. All you're going to do is stand with your feet shoulder width apart and lift your heels off the ground, standing on your tippy toes. What you want to do is pay close attention to your calf muscles and how much that they squeeze at the top of the movement. You really want to build a connection with them so that you can tighten those muscles with your mind as you're doing this movement. Mentally contracting the muscle like this will result in better form and a better workout. Now, if you're starting to feel a burn in the muscle, that actually means that it's working. Great job, everyone. You just completed round 2. Final round coming up here for week number 2. Fantastic job so far, everybody. And for those of you that are crushing this workout easily, you feel free to go on to week number 3. As usual, we're going to be starting off with our toe touches. Let's get after it. All right, last round of the workout for this exercise, so let's really give it a burnout. Great job. 20 seconds rest here. Let's start setting up for that squat stance. And begin. Really sink into that squat stance, perfect form. And at the bottom, see if you can give me a slight pause. This is the 3rd round, so we're looking to burn those muscles out. Great job, you guys. You are on the home stretch here. We've got hip thrusts next. Let's pick up the pace and see how many you can get in this 30-second period. Every rep, you should be really squeezing at the top. Great job, you guys. Let's take a 20-second rest again. Ending it on a high here with calf raises. Now, for those of you who want a little bit of a challenge, you can try doing these with one leg at a time. So just lift one leg up and then do the calf raise and then alternate for the next one. Fantastic job, almost there. And we've completed it. Congrats.
And that's a wrap on week 2's leg workout. You're doing an incredible job by sticking to this routine and challenging yourself. Remember, progress comes with consistency, so keep up the great work. If you found this workout more manageable and are ready for a bit more challenge, you're ready for week 3. If week 2 was a little bit of a challenge, let's run through routine 1 or 2 more times before proceeding with week 3. If you would like a little more assistance with your personal health blueprint, please click the link in the description to look at our preventative health coaching options. Share your progress, thoughts, and any questions in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Busy Body Blueprint for more beginner-friendly workouts. See you in week 3.